Hi everyone, it's Artist from Man Carpentry. Today I'm going to show you how to swing door. So what we got here, what tools you're going to need first of all is a planer, router, chisels, drills, 6 foot level, which is 1.8 meters, and 600 level. So the first job you need to do is to check your lining. So check the lining where you're going to swing the door to. Make sure it's plumb. In our case, it's slightly out because the plastering usually tends to move linings. Then you also need to check head of the lining. That is plumb. So what I'm going to have to do, because this lining kicks out 3 millimeters on the bottom, so I'm going to plane that on a door to compensate for it being out. So when I swing it, it doesn't affect this side because this is level. So what's going to happen if I swing it as it is, because it's pushing it out, so all the door will go that way, and you're going to have to trim too much unnecessary. So the easiest way is to plane the edge which is not plumb, make it plumb or near plumb, and you go from there. So also I'll show you simple way of doing it is where you put your doors is you just make a T-piece like so, just a bit of wood in the shape of T, and then when you put your door on, you don't need clamps. You'll set it on, one goes on one side and the other one goes on the other side, so it's steady enough, you don't need to clamp it. And the way to mark hinges, I use a bit of doorstop, a bit of wood, which comes usually in the kit. Then I put first mark, I put it depends on what doors as well you swing. If you swing heavy doors, you put 2 mil. If you swing these lighter ones, you can put 3 mil, and that is basically your gap at the top. Next mark is the hinge. I mark the hinge where the hinge is going to sit, and same on the bottom. So what I do, I take that stick and use it to mark my hinges out. And when you go on a door, you put this mark. That mark needs to be on the top of the door, so that's your gap. And then that other mark is your hinge, so you mark it on there.
I see that one.
And same there. So, same there. That gives you mark. And then that means by using a stick, there's less chance of getting it wrong, because obviously when you measure every single one out, there's more chance of getting things wrong. So, and when you come to do it on the lining, if you remember, we had that line on top of the door. Yes, so what you do, you just put it against the top of the head of the lining, like so. Put your marks. So that's, you put X where the hinge goes, that's the top. So the top. Then you mark X. And then you do the same thing in the bottom. Well, it would be a bit better if I had straight a bit of wood, but that'll do. So mark it. Then, now we need to plane the door off, because that lining is out. So we'll do that. So actually, I've just checked the lining. The other side does the same thing. It kicks the same way. So I think I'm still gonna plane it off. I'd rather be in level on the edge, closing edge, and we can adjust the lining instead. So yeah, I'll show you what we're gonna do. That's it, it's 2 mil. So we've planed whatever is way out on the lining, which was 2 millimeters. So also I forgot to mention, it's handy to have a wind bag or any sort of bag which is same as a pump. That allows you to adjust the door when you swing it on. What I also always do, I chamfer the corners on the doors with the black planer or block planer. So you can also run a sander just to smooth the surface. Now we take a stick. The hinges. I usually set my bottom hinge 200 off the bottom of the door, and the top one I take from the top 150 down. So I'll show you again how I mark it. So I take this mark, yes, the line I drawn, I put it on the top of the door. Line it with the door, top of the door. That gives my gap to the lining. Mark top hinge and go down. Mark the bottom hinge. Mark the bottom hinge. Now I take the hinges. I always, when I draw down, I always use this side with the gap, because then I line this edge of the hinge with the front of the door, with the edge of the door, sorry, like so. There's several ways of marking. I usually use sharp pencil. You can also use a Stanley knife if you prefer it. And then I take a chisel and I score. But what I also do, I always go slightly into the line, so I've got a chance to trim it. Then I use router, which means set up. Cut depth of the hinge. As you can see, I cut this depth in. So that's been set up for me. I set it up, and then I just start offset. initially just screw middle hinge in, just in case if you need to move anything anywhere slightly. So I'll always put one fix in the middle to start with. Now let's get the door on. So that's where wind bag comes in handy. As you can see, we got to lift quite a bit. So just put it under. Let's see what we got. So we got plain this edge. As I said, that lining was out a bit as well. The bottom, as you can see, because we're playing that in. So that's parallel to that. So you can see obviously you might have to plan in a bit like I do. You know, if lining slightly warped, it usually does warp after plastering, unfortunately. Or tape and jointing because moisture. Yeah, it's that done. So yeah, and that's hopefully that helped. So another one I've done the same. It's the same really principle of marking everything with the locks. But if you want separate video, I can make separate video how to cut in locks. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and I'll catch up with you soon.